Spinosaurus, the River King. Spinosaurus, whose name means spined lizard, lived during the late Cretaceous Centimanian stage, from 112 to 97 million years ago. Spinosaurus had a mainly piscivorous diet, feasting on the local river life of the at the time marshy Egypt. Spinosaurus is one of the largest carnivorous dinosaurs, known, with a length estimated from between 14 and 18 meters and a weight of 10 tons. In a 2005 study, Cristiano Del Sasso found evidence of sensory points within the long snout that served as motion detectors, possibly establishing Spinosaurus' sense of fish's motions underwater, while its eyes were above the surface. In 2020, remains of the tail were found, which have been speculated to have served as a paddle for aqueous locomotion, allowing the Spinosaurus to dive under the water to pursue prey. But after the fact, there have been multiple studies disputing Spinosaurus being an actively aquatic hunter, with some saying it took the likeness of a stork and waited at the water's edge for something to unsuspectedly swim into its jaws for it to snatch up and consume. Due to recent remains of a Spinosaurus sail with marks adjacent to those of a Charodontosaurus jaws, and some scientists are proposing a predator-prey relationship between the two massive predators, but more research should be needed before we jump to conclusions, because the Spinosaurus would be more than capable of defending itself. In 1912, the Spinosaurus holotype was discovered by German paleontologist and aristocrat Ernst Stromer, which were then illustrated and described, as well as housed by the Bavarian State Collection of Paleontology in the region's capital of Munich. And then in April 1944, the Allied bombs rained down on the area, targeting the nearby Nazi Party headquarters and devastating the museum, destroying the remains. Nearly 40 years later, one of Spinosaurus' smaller cousins, Baryonyx, was discovered, giving paleontologists a better look into Spinosaurus and its anatomy, and a Baryonyx with a large spine on its back became the standard depiction of Spinosaurus from then on, even in the modern day, when it's been disproven by more scientific finds of Spinosaurus, including the popular Jurassic Park 3 design of the dinosaur, which went on to influence many toys and documentaries, such as the infamously Bad Monsters resurrected design of Spinosaurus, where they made it basically a real-life Godzilla. A French study in 2009 assessed the Spinosaur fossils' level of oxygen isotopes and concluded that they would have had a semi-aquatic lifestyle, spending as much time in the water as today's hippopotamuses and crocodilians. However, this is contrasted by the 2018 study by Donald Harrison. He compared the buoyancy of crocodilians' lungs with the location of the lungs and Spinosaurus, and found that Spinosaurus could not dive below the water's surface. The function of the dinosaur's sail or hump is uncertain. Scientists have proposed several hypotheses, including heat regulation and display. In addition, such a prominent feature on its back could make it appear even larger than it was, intimidating other animals. Although traditionally depicted in the scientific community as a biped, Spinosaurus was often depicted in the mid-20th century as an obligate quadruped akin to Dimetrodon. Starting in the mid-1970s, it was hypothesized Spinosaurus was at least an occasional quadruped, bolstered by the discovery of Baryonyx, a relative with robust arms. Because of the mass of the hypothesized fatty dorsal humps of Spinosaurus, Bailey was open to the possibility of a quadrupedal posture, leading to new restorations of it as such. Theropods, including Spinosaurids, could not pronate their hands, but a resting position on the side of the hand was possible, as shown by fossil prints from an early Jurassic theropod. The hypothesis that Spinosaurus had a typical quadrupedal gait since fell out of favor. However, it was still believed that Spinosaurids may have crouched in a quadrupedal posture due to biological and physiological constraints. This concludes my first informative paleontology video. My main videos are getting less views, and if you enjoyed this and would rather me make this, like and subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments section. I would love to continue making these for you. If this is what you enjoy, thank you for watching and have a wonderful rest of the day. Starting in the mid-1970s, it was hypothesized Spinosaurus was at least an occasional quadruped, bolstered by the discovery of baryonyx, a relative with robust arms. Because of the mass of the hypothesized fatty dorsal humps of Spinosaurus, Bailey was open to the possibility of a quadrupedal posture, leading to new restorations of it as such. Theropods, including Spinosaurids, could not pronate their hands, but a resting position on the side of the hand was possible, as shown by fossil prints from an early Jurassic theropod. The hypothesis that Spinosaurus had a typical quadrupedal gait since fell out of favor. However, it was still believed that Spinosaurids may have crouched in a quadrupedal posture due to biological and physiological constraints,